And welcome back, friends. I have been told we are ready to go with Spyro, Year of the Dragon, 100 Eggs by InfinityGene. Gene, take it away.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am InfinityGene. I am back again with another run. If you saw me earlier doing Clonoa, I'm back again doing some Spyro 3. And I'm also joined by the amazing Bradley. I'll let him introduce themselves.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I run this game and Spyro 2. And yeah, really excited to watch what Gene has to offer here.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a bit of an exciting, maybe a bit of a manic run as well at times, depending on how some of the tricks go. But yeah, we'll get started in a second. So time will be once I gain control. So I'll mention when time starts. It'll be in about 15 seconds time. It's going to skip through all these wonderful cutscenes that we don't get to watch. A powerful villain emerges. But yeah, so 100 egg. The main goal of this is going to be pretty much getting 100 eggs and then finishing off by defeating the sorceress at the end. And yeah, that's about it really. There's 149 eggs that we can get, but out of those 149 there's 100 eggs that we're going to go for, with many of them being quite the same eggs that we get in the same routes all the time with some egg differences. So time's going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And so we're going to start off our adventure by picking up this egg here already. Look, we're already 1 down, 99 to go. Easy peasy. And then we're going to jump up here. I'm going to activate this cutscene with the evil Bianca. Or is she evil? Ooh. Going to skip through her text box. She literally says the letter S in the text box, and then we go into Sunny Villa. And with that, I'm going to let Bradley take over.
Yeah, so hopefully what we're going to see here is a couple of, well, one trick, but we're hopefully going to see it a couple of times here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, lovely. Yeah, absolutely lovely. So this is a Rhinoc proxy. So Spyro's gameplay has a failsafe mechanic built in. The game doesn't want you to get stuck on top of hitboxes. So things like enemies, chests, things like that. Anywhere that Spyro can just get permanently stuck and you can't move him. The game has a failsafe, and that is failsafe is to eject Spyro out at high speeds. So we can use this to our advantage, as Gene is doing flawlessly in this level, I must say. All we do is in this level, we kill the Rhinoc, charge onto their dead body, press X at the right time, and we'll get shot upwards, and that allows us to skip parts of the level. You'll see we're already in and out of Sunny Villa, and there were 3 eggs collected in Sunny Villa in no time at all. The sort of developer intended route would take a little bit longer, but yeah, with those proxies we can skip a lot of the platforming that is intended.
Yeah,
which is really good.
Yeah, for sure. And just for clarity as well, Sunny Villa tends to be reset city for a lot of 100 egg runners because we have to keep resetting until we get the proxy, and I'm really happy I got both of them. So yeah, into Cloud Spires now, which is going to be a relatively quick level again, where we're going to collect every single egg within a 2-3 minute time window. So I'm going to jump up here, going to go onto this ledge over here, and we're going to interact with the portal out of bounds. Not out of bounds, but it's basically clipping through the wall so we can interact with it. And now we're into the...
Yeah, the portals in this game, some of the portals in this game are stored behind or above in various places that you may not think that they are. They bleed out quite a lot, so that means that we can, as you just saw there, glide out of bounds. The portal is just the other side, but yeah, that saves either a very difficult jump or traversing the entire level. We can just glide around the back there and enter the Sunseeds minigame. Mm-hmm. Fun fact about this one, actually, it's the slowest egg in the top level 100 egg route. At some point it will be rooted out, but yeah, at the moment it's still, maybe not by Gene, it's still in here. It's good fun. And actually, a really subtle thing that you may not have noticed that Gene just did there is skipped a cutscene very, very quickly. Cloud Spires is very weird. It's very weird because you would think, and in a lot of places, dialogue and cutscenes can be skipped with the start button. Actually, in this level and this level alone, fastest way to do it is press triangle. Don't know why, but it is.
Developers just forgot it. They forgot they left a triangle button into one of the levels. Shame on them. Disgraceful. So now we're on to the spirit minigame here, where we just have to attack all 6 of these, like, sort of dark spirits guarding these bells. And then we get another egg for our trouble. And there's also a thief on this level as well that we're going to try and nick its egg from as well.
These thieves coming in and taking our eggs.
I know, but look at it, it didn't move, so which means I can probably get the insta-kill on it. There we go.
Nice.
Lovely jubbly. And we get Brian. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump and then pause and then exit. The reason why we're jumping there is so we can get some extra height when leaving that minigame. Just so we can glide over here. And then we can glide over to this island over here, kill this Rhinoc to grab the egg. Because it's important to note as well that some eggs cannot be collected until you kill the corresponding enemy that is near that egg. So even if you try to go around the enemy, it just won't trigger the egg animation. Same for this one here as well. And with that, that is Cloud Spires now done. And we get another cutscene, the second warning. Ooh.
We're racing through the eggs here. We've got 10 already.
And that's the thing really with this, like, on average, the runs can be about an hour to an hour, 1 minute long. So you're looking at, like, an egg every 30 seconds on average. So it's not too bad. It's like a nice, good flow of eggs coming all the time. Unfortunately, we do have to wait for Hunter to waste our time because he's got an egg in his pocket, which he totally forgot about. And he's like, oops.
Well, where does he keep it?
I don't know. No comment.
Maybe we won't ask that question. Maybe forget we asked that.
But yeah, so Hunter gives us an egg, and now we're going to do Whirlwind bypass. Oh, damn it. Nearly.
Ooh, unlucky. So what we're trying to do here, there is an out of bounds, as you just saw. We can use this Superfly power-up to... when we have the Superfly power-up, there is a height cap. So you can't just fly endlessly up into the sky. But what we can do is we can do what we call a Superfly jump, which is just X and square inputs. And a down input, I should add as well. And it just gets us to break the height cap. We lose the Superfly time, but we do get the height. So that allows us to get out of bounds. And then what we can do is clip our charge alongside the edge of the water plane, and that gives us an effect called swimming in air, where the game thinks that Spyro is swimming, or in a pool, and so it provides him the swimming state, but actually we're just in the air. And that means that we can get the egg that we got, but also enter Sheila. So Sheila's one of 4 side characters in this game. We'll see all 4 of them at various points in the run. But her portal is normally guarded by the capitalist bear Moneybags. We'd have to pay him some gems,
Yeah,
but we don't want to do
disgusting.
that. Much slower. But her portal is actually stored, as all the portals are in the first 3 homeworlds, beneath where the portal is. So while it's locked, we can just swim in beneath and enter and avoid having to pay Moneybags 400 gems.
Nice double. Wasn't expecting that. But yeah, so pretty much there's going to be one point where we might need to pay Moneybags. It just depends on how we do with a certain proxy in the next level coming up, which we refer to as Boar Proxy. Hopefully I can show that off. Just going to get the second egg here from this billy goat. And then we're going to go get the...
Yeah, this is just an escort level.
Yeah, pretty much. But you have to complete these levels to unlock Sheila for the other sub-areas in other levels that she's available on. Which we're going to be using her twice in this run, basically. Just watch out for the moose, because the moose is loose. And then we...
And actually, you know, it is a quite a simple point into this game, but we should mention it, that the first 3 homeworlds, there are 4 homeworlds in this game. The first 3 homeworlds, you have to talk to the end of level NPC in all 5 levels in order to get the travel to the boss and ultimately to the next homeworld. So you do have to go into every level, you do have to get to the end of it to actually progress in the game.
Can't feel bad for Moneybags who were just standing there thinking, what on earth just happened?
Don't feel bad for Moneybags. He gets enough gems.
Oops. Because when you try and go talk to Moneybags, he'll still try and charge you the three 500 gems. Alright, Molten Crater now. Time for Boar Proxy. I'm going to let Bradley explain this once I get it, or if I don't get it. So let's see if I can get it straight away, because I'm listening for an audio cue. Ah.
That's close. That's close. Boar works slightly differently to the proxy we saw in Sunny Villa. It's an animation proxy. So the concept of it is still the same. Essentially, that the game doesn't want Spyro to get stuck, and we do get the height off of the enemy. But in this case, it's the animation of the ball running at you, which powers your ability to do the proxy. So if you were to be insisting on going for boar, the only way to really get it again is to die in the lava next to it. You respawn at your initial spawn point, and you can then get the animation proxy again. But we're just gonna run through the level. We've got enough gems to pay money bags over there.
Unfortunately.
So we'll do that in a minute. Yeah. Again, another reset point for runners.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. You can... So with Boar Proxy, you do get a second attempt to do it. So what you can do is, with that first egg that we collected in the level, you can basically do a death abuse by triggering the egg animation trigger, and also jumping off the edge at the same time. What that does there is it lets you keep the egg, but it also resets you back to the beginning of the level, and giving you a second chance at Boar Proxy. Now, this actually doesn't lose any time, because you have to go for that edge leg, the egg on the ledge anyway, regardless. So you actually save the same amount of time you would get if you got it straight away. It's kind of a cool thing, really, so you get a second try on a trick without losing any time.
The world record in this category, I believe, goes straight for the ledge egg, doesn't go for the first boar, death abuses, and then gets boar first try on the second attempt,
Yes.
if that makes sense, because that is technically faster.
That's correct. And we are done with Molten Crater. It's good.
Once again, racing along.
Yeah, it's a good start. I'm actually really pleased with this. I'd be surprised if it PBs, because it's on emulator. So, something just to briefly mention as well. Normally, runs, I usually do them on PlayStation TV. Unfortunately for this run, I've had to switch to emulator just because my HDMI splitter hasn't been working recently, so I can't display my PSTV footage anymore for now. But if you play on PSTV, compared to emulator, you're saving 1.5 minutes on loads alone, which is a significant amount compared to if you were doing like the comparison between PSTV and console, which is like a 15-second load difference. So it goes emulator, PS2, and then PSTV is the fastest. There's a lot of debate in the community saying if PSTV should be allowed. I'm going to say yes, it should.
The world record in 100 egg and also any percent, which is obviously the unrestricted any percent in this category. This is the restricted any percent. The world record is for both of those categories is on PSTV currently.
And even if Jeremy did it on PS2, they'd still be world record. So
oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe on emulator and maybe not on emulator. Actually, I'm not too sure. So we're into
anyway. We're in Seashell Shore.
Yep.
Go on.
No, I'll let you go for it.
I say, oh yeah, we're in Seashell Shore. This is the last level of the first homeworld. So as you'll see, we've unlocked Sheila earlier in the homeworld. We're now into a side area of hers. In here, we're going to get a couple of eggs. We're going to get this one that's hidden away, and then we're going to have our first genuinely possible crash point of the run. Spyro 3 is a really unstable game. I'm hoping we don't crash here. But yeah, Spyro 3 is a really unstable game in a lot of areas. There is a lot of content in this game. They built it very, very quickly. They did a fantastic job, but it does mean that certain areas are unstable. This mini game, where we just have to destroy a load of cannons to save this building from the Rhinox, it can crash for a couple of reasons.
Okay, we're good.
We didn't crash, hooray! But yeah, if you don't know what you're doing and you just kind of running around there trying to do it really quickly, chances are you'll probably crash. I've crashed it before. We've all crashed it before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're safely through. We've got another egg. We're on our way.
Yeah, I did a save state just in case there if it did crash, so we don't have to lose 10 to 15 minutes of footage. Otherwise, yeah, wouldn't be entertaining to have a run that's only 10 minutes long. So now we're moving into Bluto the Rhinoc, which is sort of the mini-boss in this level. So there's quite a few levels in this game and also in the run that we do, which include these mini-bosses. pretty much the main mechanic on this one here is just to shoot rockets that we can pick up from these boxes repeatedly. Oh, I'm a bit far there. Let's try and turn around. There we go. And then from here, I just hold down circle, run into him, and then job's done, pretty much. Relatively simple. This area can crash, but I think it rarely crashes. I don't know why it crashes, but I've had one crash here before.
I did actually see this in a run. I can't remember if it was this week or last week. It's something to do, I think, with when Blue Tick gets damaged, the Rhinoc inside the shark can come out and do a little wrench animation and fix the shark. And I think there's a weird thing where if you damage him while that's happening or something, and the lid into the shark can get stuck open, but the Rhinoc's not there.
Okay.
The two crashes I saw from the same runner both had that in. So I think it's something to do with that.
Which runner was that?
I don't know really what triggers it beyond that. But anyway, we avoided it. It's fine. We don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, and I got through the tunnel. Oh. Yeah.
Difficult tunnel, to be fair.
Yeah, Egg Tunnel is it's probably one of the most painful sort of side areas in this run. Basically, you have to go through the tunnel hitting all the Rhinocs. If you miss one of them, no matter which one you miss, you have to start it all over again. And yes,
they will laugh at you as well. Don't forget the laughing.
Yeah,
that's a haunting part of my childhood.
They do a little giggle at the end, so yeah. And with that, Seashell Shore is done.
That's all of the levels in the first homeworld.
Yep. Still got the boss to do.
Well, yes, we will have to go to the boss.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Buzz, not Buzz Lightyear, but Buzz. Buzz isn't too bad. Buzz is relatively easy. Because of a silly thing in the game which allows you to essentially avoid every single of its attacks.
This is such a fun glitch. I love this.
So basically during the Buzz fight, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving the camera so Buzz is off screen when he's doing his like spin attack. And what that does, it stops him from doing his firewall attack as well as doing any like flame breath attack. But usually the flame breath attack happens when he does his firewall sometimes. So what we're going to do is...
Yeah, so...
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, so essentially he'll run at you here. Yeah, and we'll go onto the edge. And being on the edge will just like limit his spin attack here. Every time he gets damaged, he'll do the spin attack. And then once you've hit him a second time, he'll start using the firewall attack. And it's this turning of the camera away from him, which despawns the fire. So the first hit, or after the first hit, you can just stand on the edge. It's fine. You can look at him. And then, yeah, all you got to do is just turn the camera. He won't attack you with the fire, which is good because in 100 Egg, we typically come here on green or no Sparks. Sparks is the dragonfly with us. That is our health. Currently have no health.
Not anymore.
Didn't get the strat. Didn't get it.
I know. I've never got it in a run yet. So there's a way to make the camera go upside down if you angle it with the sort of, not first-person view, but like sort of the close-up view. The Spyro cam.
It's much easier if you die, apparently. Like if you're on your second life in Buzz, it's much easier, apparently.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know why. Yeah.
So now we're entering midday, and we're gonna get straight off. We're gonna kick this straight off with a air swim, similar to what we did in Sunny Village in Sunrise, except this time we're gonna do it under the bridge. This one, it's a bit harder to explain. This one. Because even I don't understand it fully, and I still get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 hops there. I'm going to time a charge like that, and there you go.
Oh, flawless!
Yeah,
that's so good.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm just... Please don't talk to me, Zoe.
Talking to Zoe just balances out how quick the bridge shuttle was. Fine.
Got to be careful not to touch the water, though. Because if you touch the water while you're air swimming, it doesn't matter what water level it is, you're going to lose your air swim. So you've got to be careful there. But yeah, so pretty much bridge air swim. It's another reset point in the run for sure. For many runners. I'll tell you what, I'm going to play this a little bit safe. Just do this. So normally you'd have to speak to Hunter to get a ball to hit a target over there, but because you got fireballs, you can just shoot the target with the fireballs instead. And with that, we're going to go out of bounds. A little bit higher. There we go. Ooh, I can't see. And then we're going to go into the Sergeant Bird portal, similar to how we did it with like Sheila, where it's located underneath. Because we'll need Sergeant Bird's NPC at the end of the level to activate the next vehicle. Sergeant Bird, Not really much to talk about, really.
Yeah.
We see him this once properly, and that's it. So pretty much Sergeant.
Yeah, we did see him very briefly in Molten Crater.
Yeah, for one single egg for like 5 seconds.
It was very brief, so we didn't even talk about it.
So what we do here is with Sergeant Bird, he's got a bit of a very sort of slow-paced movement on the ground, but when he's in the air, he's speeding up so much. Especially when you hold down the strafe buttons. So when you hold down LR1 and R1, you can basically use that to build a bit more speed and get a bit more control as well. So you can see me just like sort of tapping X sometimes just to get a bit more height. Because I don't want to be holding X too much. I'm just going to hover here for a brief moment just so I can make sure the NPC behind me is still following me. And we're going to specifically hit the second Rhinoc there because that will also move the NPC as well. And then that is essentially the level. That was quick. Mission accomplished. And
it's so good watching Bird be controlled like that rather than the way that, again, it's intended to, which is just fly really, really, really slowly.
Yep. Speaking of slow, this thief is a little bit slow. Thank you. Goodbye.
Nice.
So this thief can be a pain if you miss him, because you have to chase him, and this thief probably is the worst one in the game, with the other one being probably the bamboo thief, if you have to go for that for some reason. But we'll get to bamboo soon, and we'll explain why we don't need to do that, because that's quite a cool trick. So, going to Spooky Swamp, would you care to go through Spooky Swamp?
Absolutely. So we're going to get, I think, 4 eggs in this level.
Yes.
So there is a trick we can do here with the crocodile, which is essentially the same one as we did in Sunny Villa with the Rhinoc, just proxy off of it. But we're not going to do that, because we're actually going to do a different egg than just go to the end of the level. So we're going to go into Sleepyhead. Sleepyhead is a big Rhinoc, you can see him there. And he's really tired. He wants to sleep. But sadly, we've woken him up in the level because we've we've flamed the 4 lamps that are in the level. We definitely did that. We definitely didn't skip in here unintentionally. No one would ever do that. Why would you say that? But we just need to charge the bombs back at him.
A bit too early. Let's see.
We need to charge the bombs back at him,
okay.
And he'll give us an egg. What you'll see here is that in between the egg attacks, Gene is timing a charge onto his belly. That's going to despawn some crocodiles that he's going to throw at us. We did get 1 crocodile, I think I saw, but otherwise that was really good.
You didn't see any crocodile.
All the crocodiles were gone.
There was no croc.
Wow.
It's fake news.
Maybe it's in my imagination. But yeah, we get that egg, and we can talk to the end of level NPC here. No Thelonious glitch.
Oh man,
we're just missing all the key bits today.
I never get it though. That's the thing. Like I think I know how to do it, but I think I've got it once.
There's a glitch there where if you have the camera facing, I think, against Spyro, so sort of the opposite way we had it there, when the egg spawns in, Spyro will be left like flopping on top of it. It's really funny when you see it.
Hey, extra life.
But yeah, that's the last of our 4 eggs, and we can
leave.
Head on out.
With that, I'm going to let the hosts say any messages that they may have.
I do have a message indeed, actually. I have a donation of $20 from Hop Hop. They just want to say thank you again for having me on my Outer Wild randomizer run. This is going towards Eevee because Pikachu is overrated. Which is a upcoming bid war. You could have either Pikachu or Eevee for Pokemon Let's Go. Currently, we've got Eevee in the lead with $43, and Pikachu has 18. So if you want to see Pikachu, you're going to have to donate $26 to knock out Eevee.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you very much. So we're on to Bamboo Terrace here, and we're going to perform, hopefully, a boulder proxy. I don't think I'm going to get it. No, I got a tiny proxy there.
Small one, yeah.
In all my practice recently, I haven't been getting that, so I'll have to recheck what's going on with that. But yeah, with boulder proxy, essentially we're, I guess, how to describe it, we're charging up a proxy by getting squeezed by the boulder there. That's how I see it. So we're essentially timing it so we can go onto the boulder and get squeezed, but not for too long, because otherwise we essentially lose all that height that we're charging up. So we time it just right, and then when we go to the other side, we essentially get launched based on, I guess, how much charge we got. Just going to get the Zoe Zap there, just as a precaution here, because we're going to do a really quick air swim here. It's as simple as simply going to the edge and then pressing square. That's it. And then we're going to grab this egg here, and you're wondering, what on earth? What egg?
What are you doing? There's no egg there, Gene! Oh my god, what have you just done?
I've just picked up something called Pee-wee, apparently. So, to explain that egg, that is the thief's egg. And normally the thief would spawn as of now, when the bridge spawns in. But because the game basically locates the egg underneath the bridge, we can just go and trigger it. Now, you've got to be very careful when you do that, because if you go a bit too deep into the bridge and miss the egg trigger, you're going to get soft-locked. So you can leave the level and redo it again, but you can't move from that position, you'll just get trapped, basically. And now we're going to go into...
Yeah, I think...
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say that kind of section there explains a couple of two things, really. One, the squeeze proxy on the boulder, again, making sure the core mechanic of the proxy is that you get ejected upwards, because it doesn't want you to get stuck. And actually, the swim in air is a good example of what we did with bridge swim in the home world. It's just it's going off the edge of the water plane. It's just bridge swim is slightly different to that because of the roof on it, but it's the same kind of concept. We went over the edge of the water plane and got the swim. Volume warning for anyone who wants it. We're going to have some very loud sound effects in a minute.
It's going to be a surprise.
Well, I've got to be nice to the lovely viewers watching, don't we?
But yeah, I would advise you turn off your audio now if you're sensitive to loud sounds. It is pretty loud. And yeah, you can blame the developers on that one. Lovely.
All we're doing there is launching rockets to destroy the sorceress statue that she's built in Enchanted Towers. Remarkably, the most recent, or the latest to release build of this game that was found in the last 6 months, I think, very recently, has the audio in that level at a normal level. And for some reason, in the very few days, weeks that they had between that version and the final release, they upped the volume massively, and you have that massive explosion effect. So
classic Insomniacs.
I don't know.
Prankers. Oh dear. Now we're on to the goat of the game, Icy Peak. This is where we lose every single of our lives. So
all of our lives and all of our time.
Yeah, pretty much. But maybe with how the run's been going, maybe, just maybe, we might get it. So we're essentially doing a super long jump here with a glide. And what we want to do is just get set up here, and then we're just going to aim a little bit. Going to try that. That might not do it, but let's see. Oh, we did it.
Oh.
Now, on paper, now from first glance, that jump looks really easy to do. I assure you it's not. This jump is extremely hard to do. I will not kid around with that either. So we got the first egg there, which is technically the second egg. And now we're going to get the first egg. We're going to reset the thief by pressing the shoulder buttons with the camera. And then he just comes back to us saying, oh, hello, goodbye. And then we got those 2 eggs. That was quick.
You're meant to supercharge around that track and chase the thieves, but there's no need for that.
Exactly. We're going to get the end of level egg, and then we're going to go get 2 more eggs. Oops. But yeah, pretty happy with the run so far. I'm really surprised. I think the only
It's been really good.
The only thing that's not worked so far is wall proxy. So, but now we're gonna try and not get shot off by the Rhinoc.
This happened to me the last time I ran 100 egg.
Oh no!
What a nightmare.
I'm listening for him. Oh, okay, we're fine.
Nah, I think we're good.
So what we're doing there is we're doing a couple of spin jumps just to get onto the icicle, which is unintended. Normally you're meant to break the icicle, and then there's like a whirlwind that spawns afterwards. And now we're going to do what we call a cannon jump. So we're going to send the cannon all the way to the top, 1 notch down, and then do that. So basically...
Textbook Icy Peak.
Exactly. Like, wow.
This is great. I'm really enjoying this. I hope everyone else enjoyed this. This is fantastic.
This is a really good run. I don't know if it'll PB for sure, but let's head off to the whirligig, shall we? And let's go into the, how do I describe Spike? Is it the worst boss in the run?
Boss fight.
Out of the 4 bosses? I would say it has to be the worst boss.
No, I think it's the hardest. Certainly as a casual.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of value to Spike. At least there's I mean there is RNG, but at least it's not kind of annoying RNG.
Do you want to give it an explanation then? Go on then.
Yeah. So Spike has 3 attack phases. 3 attack phases. He's got the gun there that will shoot these electro projectiles at us. There's 9 hits. So the first 3 hits, you have to charge these rocks at him. He'll fire 2 shots at you. Phase 2 is hits 4 to 6. Sergeant Bird will drop these red power-ups. He'll up the amount of times he fires to you to 3. But these will give us a super flame breath, which will damage Spike. And then the third phase, he'll shoot 4 at us, and Sergeant Bird will drop blue projectiles. And these are just, you'll see.
Like grenades.
They're missiles, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. One more hit. This has been a really nice Spike, actually.
Yeah, pretty good, actually. Wow.
There we go.
There's a chance that you can do multiple... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, one thing that I will talk about in Spike, because it's most apparent here, is that this game on the NTSC-U version had 2 different versions. 1.0 and 1.1 is what we call them. If you have played the greatest hits version, that's 1.1.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 key differences we're playing on 1.1 here. There's 2 key differences. One is that in 1.0, the original release, there's no cutscene before entering Spike. So that saves time. But also in 1.0, when you defeat Spike, Spyro gets spawned at the egg, or the egg gets spawned where Spike died, which is usually around the edge of the arena. And so rather than Spyro immediately walking to the whirligig, the method of travel to the next home world that we just saw, as we did in 1.1, you actually have to try and get a glide to get back to the middle of the arena to try and get to the whirligig faster. It's a really weird quirk.
Yeah, because if you try in 1.1, it just doesn't do anything, so...
Yeah, well, you start in the middle of the arena anyway,
Yeah.
so...
Right.
But this is Fireworks Factory.
Yeah, whoops. Oh.
Death! We died!
Interesting camera there. Right.
Spyro became toast.
Oh, whatever. Let's just get across this. Okay, that's new for me. Never really died there, but okay, sure. So yeah, Fireworks Factory. There's a lot of fireworks in this, except we already kind of witnessed the best fireworks in Enchanted earlier. So on this one here, we're just going to go to the end of the level pretty much, and then there's going to be like a side area that we're going to do first before we get the end of level egg. It's kind of like a sort of gauntlet of enemies. Some speedrunners can also do a damage boost to essentially skip the entire gauntlet, but it does require a little bit of precision with the bombs that these giant Rhinox can throw. So essentially the AoE from these explosions can knock you back quite a significant bit to get you onto the ledge. But for this, we tend just to go around, which is just simple enough. And sometimes it's usually better to go this way, because if you keep attempting the bomb jump, by the time you get it, you're probably better off just going around. So you can essentially skip that big circuit that we just did then. And now we're on to probably one of my favourite side areas in a second, the Agent 9 side area.
Controversial.
Or also known as the Doom first-person shooter level. Which is it's a pretty cool thing, I think, they did, but unfortunately, if you play this casual, it's terrible. Because it's so difficult and brutal, so... I'm just gonna glitch in...
I mean, even trying to speedrun it is difficult and brutal.
Yeah. And there's Agent 9. Clearly not the monkey in the webcam. So we're going to get this machine gun here first, because why not? Some people might not realise there is a skill point up there, which gives you a rapid-fire machine gun. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the strafe buttons to build up a lot of speed by holding down L1 and then mashing R1. So it's going to look a little bit flickery at times, so just watch out for your eyes if they're a bit sensitive to stuff like that. And then we're going to get this first egg. That's the first egg done. Oh no, the NPC's in trouble. We have to go save him. So let's go all the way back. Try not to go too fast here, because if I go too fast, I lose control, essentially. And I cannot control my character anymore. So I'm just going to quickly speed along. Whoops. Gotta be careful not to go too fast, because if you go into the... Ow. I'm glad I didn't die there. So you can still die...
Yeah, it's good you had sparks.
Yeah, so you can still die to that bit there. What am I doing? I was going to go for sparks, but I'm like, don't need him. Because I'm doing a zombie next. So yeah. You got to be careful on that one, because if you go too fast, you might go into the portal. If that happens, you have to do the whole minigame again, even including the first egg that you've already collected. So, thankfully that didn't happen, and thankfully I didn't die to the explosion as well at the end, because I still had green sparks. And now we're going on to Lost Fleet. Now, zombie. What shall we...
We love zombie mode.
Yeah, zombie's pretty good. There's a lot going on with zombie for sure.
So, I mean, well, let's get through Lost Fleet, and I'll explain Lost Fleet as we get to, or Zombie as we get to the end. This is quite a cool level. There's lots going on in this level. We're not going to do most of it, because we're just going to run through. We're going to get Ed through to the ship, where he belongs.
We're going to race him.
He's going to give us an egg. We're going to race him, yeah. We're going to give him the egg, and then we're going to go and get another egg, and then, yeah, we're going to do a trick called Zombie.
Come on, Ed.
Ed is quite slow.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, give me my egg, please. Ed's like, come on, Spyro, hurry up. We're waiting for you now. We're going to take this invincibility.
So, yeah, we'll take this... Yeah, going swimming through the acid. And then, yeah, what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and time our pause on the exact frame that Spyro is about to die. So we're going to damage and then hopefully pause in the right frame.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, we got it. Absolutely perfect. So if we pause on that frame, the game will think that Spyro is dead, but not kill him. So he stays alive. When we go back into the home world here, we will have no sparks. But a consequence of zombie is the game cannot change your state. So the game loads us in here in swim state. And so when we exit the body of water, the game doesn't know what to do, so it just keeps us in swim state. And that means we can swim out of bounds there, or not out of bounds, but easily to that egg, which would require a bit of platforming, take a bit longer. We can get that egg. We death abuse, because there's lots of weird things that happen with zombie. You can't go in whirlwinds, you can't pause, for example. So we just quickly death abuse. We keep swim state, because that is the state that we had loaded when we died, despite the fact we're out of the water. And it just means we can collect these 3 eggs much quicker. Good old Stubby.
Aye, Stubby's pretty good. Oh. I nearly did what Fade.
We get it right.
Nearly did what Fade did earlier. I was scared, then I was like, oh no. No offense to Fade. Fade is an awesome runner, honestly. Definitely go check him out. But yeah.
Again, truism of the game. Level portals are stored beneath. So we're into Bentley, this is the third side character.
Yep.
His portal costs 1,000 gems, I think, which we don't want to do. We've got 269. We can't be spending that.
1,000 gems.
We're poor.
Yeah,
we're a poor dragon. So we use the swim in air. We enter his portal, which is stored just beneath that little bottle by the egg, which we use as our guide. The problem is, and the reason it's so difficult, and the reason that we were both quite nervous there, is that there is a speedway portal, Honey Speedway, which is stored almost directly next to the Bentley portal. So if you go off even slightly wrong, you end up in Honey Speedway, and that's really annoying.
Oh yeah, very annoying, because you have to set up everything again, or you have to do the other out of bounds to get into Bentley.
Yeah.
So it's pretty bad.
But we made it.
Yeah. Now we're going to hear the best voice line in the game. Another gong.
Me when there's another gong. Yeah, Bentley is another escort mission. The NPC, the side character levels, not NPC, we're literally playing as Bentley. The side character levels are just escort missions. I mean, there are a lot of levels in this game that, when you break them down, are escort missions, but yeah. We need to get Bartholomew home.
Who's our little brother in this game.
And we're doing that.
And he gets himself into...
Bartholomew is very annoying.
Yeah, he gets himself into a lot of trouble in this game. Like, in the next...
It's a lot of fun A lot of fun casually to just hit him over the head and squish him.
Thanks, bro. And then we get Eric the egg. Hell yeah. And then we finish with Bentley. So that's essentially the only sort of Bentley platformer stage that we do in this run. Because we're going to do another Bentley stage in a moment. And that one's drastically different. Also, we're going to skip this cutscene of Hunter getting trapped into a hole because he's silly to hit a button on the floor, which clearly is going to be a trap. And now we're moving on to Frozen Altars. So Frozen Altars, we're going to hopefully start off with a Mammoth proxy, which is similar to some of the Rhinoc proxies that we've done before. Except what we're going to do first is we're going to essentially kill the Mammoth first by charging into it. Oh, well, that'll do, yeah. So you can get different amounts of height, of course, depending on the timing and positions. Whoops. Just going to jump over to this corner. Just need to clear my throat in a second. Stay hydrated, everyone. And then we're going to get Cecil. Or Cecil. Depends how you pronounce it. Going to freeze the penguin. Going to jump on him to use the stairs. And then we're going to go over here. And we're going to hold down jump and charge constantly to get like a second jump there. And then we're going to get this egg. And then we're going to go into the beloved boxing minigame.
Beloved by...
Bentley.
Yeah, fair.
So this is essentially just mashing the same button over and over, which is square. It's not as simple as that, though. You've got to sort of time your inputs fairly well, so you don't keep getting clobbered by the NPC, or the AI, or the CPU, etc. So basically, we're just going to keep spamming the upper attack just because it's quicker to do. The other attacks, while they may do more damage, you just want to keep focusing on just pressing square. And also not losing the fight if you want to lose... Unless you want to lose like a minute. There we go. So it's a...
Should be said as well, the Yeti's punching pattern is not consistent. It is random.
Yeah, for sure. Fun fact as well, if you finish this minigame as well and you come back to it later, it turns into a two-player minigame. So you can have a second controller. I didn't know that until I accidentally did that by mistake, so I wanted to practice the thing. And I was like, what's the CPU doing? He's just standing there doing nothing. I was like, just keep punching him. And
yeah, it's slightly easier when you do it that way.
Yeah, for sure. And with that, we've done Frozen Altars. Not too bad. Pretty happy with that. And then we get an apology and lunch. But unfortunately...
Or Hunter.
I know. Well, he keeps holding all the eggs from us, so...
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's
actually,
where he belongs, honestly. In
Hunter is the worst.
Well, he wastes time in Spyro 2 with the popcorn minigame, so yeah.
Don't remind me.
Yeah. So now we're going to get eaten by a whale. Who'd have thought that, eh? Who'd have thought we'd get eaten by a whale in this game? Why not? But the whale's...
And it's called Jonah.
Jonah. And now he's saying, ugh, it's disgusting. Get out. Now we're going to swerve around and go into the Charmed Ridge portal. Oh, Charmed Ridge.
Fun level.
Why is it fun?
Good question. There's lots to do here.
Well, I mean, so we start off by... Some of the tricks aren't too bad to start off with. So you can do a few proxies here if you want. But instead, you can also do an out-of-bounds thing just going around here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to charge...
This is great.
We're going to do a charge like let go. So it's like a sort of charge flop. By letting go of charge and then just letting the momentum take us. And then we're going to go onto the ladder to go get the second egg. Important to note, you have to go all the way to the top to get this egg. You can't like sort of jump off the ladder and fall down. So when you're on the ladder, you have to kind of go all the way up, or you're just going to go straight down again. This also skips the moneybags payment as well, which is kind of expensive at this point, just to access the rest of the level. And that's kind of noticed in a few levels, especially in late game, where moneybags is gating the level. Like, so you can't actually complete the level because he's gating it by like 1,000 gems. Now we're on to probably the second worst minigame, the Jack and the Beanstalk minigame.
Definitely up there.
Yeah, so I'll let you explain how these glitch jumps work then. While I try to do them.
So we need to guide Jack up to the top of this castle, where his golden goose is. And that was, yeah, really nice. That mushroom jump is not intended. We're meant to get onto the platform just to the left there, get another seed, and then use that on the platform in the middle, which you may have just seen on the frame of the frame of the screen. But if you press square and X and hold down, let go of square very quickly after doing that, and keep hold of X, you get a higher jump off of these bouncy mushrooms, and that means that we can skip. First of all, the kind of mid platform, but then also all of this. You may have just seen there that there are multiple areas where we can plant mushroom seeds or flower seeds, and the game wants us to do a bounce off of like 5 different mushrooms to get up here. We can just avoid all of that because it's really slow and really annoying.
And now we're gonna probably attempt to proxy here, because why not? We like to showcase quite a lot of these tricks. Gonna let the cat attack, and then I'm gonna try and do a flame charge. Yeah. So in the community, we do refer to that as the suicide cat proxy for that reason, because there's a chance that you're gonna miss the platform, miss the proxy, and then just dive into the acid. So we're not gonna do that again, I don't think. We'll give it a...
If you miss that proxy, you do, like, it's 100% you die every time.
Yeah, you can still try and recover it. You can still swerve back onto the floor, but oh, yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah. It's something you have to just go for. Why not? That's the thing with this run as well. Like, there's so many like different routes. There's so many different strats that you can do, and you know, we encourage people just to try out their own route, try out their own set of tricks, because you might find something you're comfortable with, and that's important as well. So there's a lot of customizability with this speedrun in general. What isn't custom?
And what's great about it is that you can, like, you don't have to do any of the out of bounds. You don't have to do any of the skips. You can play it almost entirely developer intended and still do it pretty fast once you kind of pick up the route.
Yeah, I'd say about 2 hours you could do it casually, maybe less than that, a lot less.
I reckon less than that.
Maybe an hour 30.
If you play it for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a really fun game to kind of pick up and play, and yeah, like there's no absolute necessity to do any of the skips or any of the hard skips, anything like that, which is really good.
Right, now we're about to find out if Bentley gets fired or if he gets hired.
I'm going red.
You're fired, Bentley.
Boo.
So,
boo, Bentley.
So during the boss fight here with Scorch, Bentley has a choice between red rockets and green rockets. And he gave us red there. So the idea is, as you might see some people putting in the chat, red rockets, which is what I like to see. Thank you, Arugula. So ideally on this fight, there's 2 sets of rockets, red rockets and green rockets. They both do the same amount of damage, except in the case of red rockets, you get more ammo. So obviously we want red rockets. And we're doing a pretty good fight so far. I'm running out of ammo though.
Yeah, this is nice.
Wow.
Scorch, he has sort of 2 attack types. He can either unfurl these electric balls, which mostly we want him to do, or he can unleash eggs, which will release crabs or TNT ducks, I think they are, or a buzz or a fireball. They're all quite slow.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we want the red rockets to damage Scorch as quickly as possible. Fun fact: the Insomniac developers didn't actually realize that they left the green rockets as being the same amount of damage as the red rockets. They intended it to be two damages, but that wasn't what happened.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I got 1 green rocket, and then I got some really good cycles. So that was probably,
Spyro.
I'd say, the second best fight you could probably get. If Bentley gave us red rockets at the start, or if I landed the green rocket, I think it would have been fine as well. So now we're into the final hub world, Midnight Mountain, which has numerous levels again, except this time we don't need to do the end of level on all of them, but because we need eggs, we're going to still do it because it's quite an easy egg to get on all of them. So we're going to go into Crystal Islands, which I had a bit of fun with earlier, and I'm not going to spoil anything just yet. I'm going to show it off at the end of the run if we've got time. Because I didn't know about this until I was trying it during practice. So to begin with, we're going to attempt air swim, which is kind of a time-limited sort of thing. So we can only get 1 shot to do it here, otherwise we've got to do it somewhere else. So we're going to get jammed by this gem here. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
So basically, what happens? Oops, what happens there is when the gems are spawned in. You've only got that one opportunity to basically do the air swim there, because when those gems get respawned in after speaking to the NPC again, they're going to be in a different position, and unfortunately, it just won't work. As many times as you try, it just won't work. And as you can see here, we've just got 3 eggs in a short space of, what, less than 30 seconds? So yeah, speeding along here. And now we're going to take the flight, so we can fly over here, because basically we lose our swim. And I'm going to just make sure not to go into the portal. Okay, that'll do. So anytime we touch this ground here, the NPC will trigger its text box sort of cutscene. And then we just have to go into here afterwards. It's very important to not go into this portal before you trigger the NPC cutscene, because when you leave this area, this slide, or whenever you do it, the game becomes very unstable, and it becomes very, very unstable, which I found out earlier, to the point where the game is essentially deleting things, and it's also crashing the game, and it's also doing this thing that Bradley referred to as disco. And yes, it was certainly a disco for sure, let's just say. And with that, Crystal Islands is done. It's a pretty quick level. You know, you do it in about 2 minutes or so. And with that, we're going to Desert Ruins. But before we do so, I'm going to send it over to the host for any potential messages.
Hello again, friends. I just wanted to welcome everyone to the stream if you're just joining us. We are No Holidays Allowed and raising money for Go Rescue, a dog shelter in Hampton, Virginia. Go Rescue works to provide a haven for homeless dogs, giving them the time, care, and love they need to find not just any home, but the right home. I also want to remind you that you are currently watching No Holidays Allowed, presented by No Glitches Allowed. The event is open to all kinds of speedruns and showcases that runners have to offer, not just glitchless runs. We're looking forward to showing off some amazing speedruns to watch as you bundle up by the campfire this weekend.
Thank you very much. And with that, we were just showcasing off a thing called Scorpion Proxy, which essentially has us getting squeezed by the tail of the scorpion, and then gets us launched up into the air. I'm going to try and do it again here. That's beautiful.
Nice.
This run is pretty good.
This is great.
So we're going to take a damage boost here. Normally not on full sparks at this point, but I think because we died to the cat proxy we tried to do earlier, that's why we're on full HP, and because we didn't take any damage during the Scorch fight. And now we're into the final Sheila section. So we're into a bit of a side-scroller this time, which is pretty cool. I think I like these side-scroller sections, even though there's only one of them in the game. But I think I would prefer the Sheila stages to be like this, to be honest, if I had to choose.
Yeah, that might be an improvement.
Yeah. So on here we've got some scorpions. We've also got some of these metal heads, I guess. I'll refer them to as. Just get them out of the way. If you jump and kick them in the air, then their flames will straight away disappear. It's going to do the same again there. It's going to fall down and kick that one. And we're nearly done with the Sheila section. We're nearly done with this level in general. We've only got this egg and one more egg to collect. And that's the thing, what you're going to see with a lot of these late game levels, they're really quick. Compared to some of the other early game levels, which is kind of interesting. But I suppose that you're sort of wrapping up the game at this point. So, but there's also some additional eggs you can collect on here as well. There's like an optional shark egg that you can pick up by going underwater with the manta and then destroying the metal sharks for an egg. But I'm going to collect this one instead. And with that,
Another example of an egg that you have to kill the enemy next to it to actually collect.
yes, otherwise the game just will say, no, you're not having that egg. Kill the scorpion first. So now we're going to move over back into Midnight. We're going to collect 2 eggs in the Overworld, or the hub world, I should say. Overworld? Overworld? Hubworld? The world, yes.
Homeworld.
The homeworld, yes. I'm going to collect Billy. Not to be confused with Billy Hatcher and the giant egg. Hey, I made a joke about Billy Hatcher. Please notice me, Chiron. So I'm going to pick up Evie. And then we're going to go straight into Haunted Tomb. which has another one of the most gooted minigames, tanks. Specifically,
we love tanks.
We do love tanks, but we only like tanks 1. So to begin with the level, we're going to hit the switch. Actually, I'll let you explain this one if you like.
Yep, so this door, well, throughout this level, you press the buttons on the floor, and the doors will open and close. And that just means we can get through the level. That door is close enough that we can jump onto it while it's coming back up. It won't come back up if you're standing on it or above it, but it will come back up if you're near it, or essentially just not standing on it. So we can stand right next to it. It can jump up. We can land on it. And yeah, just skip to the end of level, which is right above the start of level, because level design. But that just means we don't have to spend like 2 minutes going all the way through this level, which is really, really annoying. But we can get these eggs, the slide egg, which we skipped a lot of the slide, and then that egg there, and then we'll go to tanks.
Yeah, so tanks is essentially a tank shooter. If you played games in the past like Battlezone or something like that, I doubt it because it's quite a really old game. That just shows how old I am. So what we're doing here is it's sort of like an arena like tank shooter. So you can strafe with L and R, L1 and R1. And we're just going to press circle to run into these and just shoot them. That's essentially what I do. And this is probably not the best way to do it, but I did it my way, as Frank Sinatra would say. There we go. And I survived.
Hooray!
Now, at this point, you can technically do tanks too, but it is considered one of the optional eggs, so you kind of choose which optional eggs you want. There's Sleepyhead, there's Sandcastle, there's tanks, there's sharks, there's subs. There's quite a few eggs that are optional, but the rest of the eggs are mandatory. You cannot change from those because there are no more optimal eggs to collect.
They're just too quick,
exactly.
This is egg 95 we're getting as well. We're coming quite close towards the end.
Yeah.
We've been speeding through this. This has been fantastic work.
I know. Probably won't PB this, of course, but hey, I'm proud of this run. It might still sub 1, which that
would be fantastic.
That would be fantastic because then it would be like, if I take away 1.5 minutes, then it could have technically PB'd. But
I was gonna say, I don't want to be going for the load standardizing discussion here, but execution PB and all that.
Remove loads, please, mods. Please, just do it for me. So we're gonna try and do a double jump up here. Oh. There we go. Gonna burn him. Just get him out of the way. We're gonna do another proxy here, similar to the boulder proxy that we saw in Bamboo, sort of. Come on, Spyro. Oh, fine. I'll do it the other way then. There we go. So yeah, you can get a bit of a squeeze there, and then we're gonna go over this wall. We're gonna try and go over this wall. Please do it, Spyro. No. So yeah, we're essentially just gonna glide over this gap here. Okay, let's try this again.
This is a very annoying jump.
This is very annoying. Of course, this is where it all ends now. Goodbye, sub 1. Hey, there we go.
There we go.
So we want to make sure we're on this side of the wall, because if we're on the other side, we can't break it. I would say sub 1's not technically dead, but it's going. It's going all right.
I will say I haven't been timing it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I suppose it is on the screen, isn't it? Let's have a look.
I just realised.
Yes.
Bradley, I've just realised something. What's my egg counter on? 97. What am I missing? I got the one in the hole.
Question.
98, 99. I got that one. What did I forget? Forgot an egg somewhere.
That's a very good.
Oh no.
That's a very good question. Is that not 95? Is this not 98? Sorry, 99.
So I got everything in molten, unless the thing's glitched out again. Let's look though. Eggs. Around 98.
Ooh.
Interesting. That's a problem. We've got to figure out where that egg is.
That is an interesting dilemma.
I'm trying to go in my head right now, just trying to spread my brain cells around, thinking which egg is it. It's not a problem. We can do a backup egg if we need to. But I'm trying to think now, what egg is it? It's not ledge egg. We got everything there. Desert ruins. We got everything.
What would it have been?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out later. Unfortunately, sub 1 is completely dead, but we can go get a backup egg. So you're going to get to see a speedway. Hey!
Oh, we love the speedway.
Oh, dear. What's probably the quickest speedway to do here? Not speedway, I guess it is just the time attack one. So yeah, this is the unintended egg right now. You get to see some extra stuff right now. I don't know the fastest way to do speedways, so I'm just going to do the speedway as I normally do. I'm probably doing it slow, but hey, with that.
They're fine, it's fine. Core mechanic of speedways, there are 3 eggs here. We're obviously only getting it 1. But there's a time attack, there's a race against one of the, I was going to say NPCs. They're not NPCs, they're not enemies. In this case, it's the blue-footed boobies, the birds,
Yep.
that we've just been flaming. It's a 3-lap race. You've got to finish first, obviously. And then there's a hunter challenge, which is some variation of an alien UFO has invaded. We need to destroy it lest it destroy the world or something to that effect. They're not the most interesting. They're pretty much all auto-scrollers. But yeah, those are the 3 standard eggs that you'll get in a speedway.
Yeah. Like I said, not usually the egg I go for, so I'm a little bit cautious right now because I'm like getting close to the end there. Just get these last lobsters and then we're done. So we lose a couple minutes here, but I'm going to be curious. Right, I'm going to look at the guidebook afterwards once we finish the sorceress. God, I'm low on time as well.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
So, other than that...
I genuinely can't work it out.
I
genuinely can't work it out.
I'm going to kick myself when I figure out which it is. I'm going to be like, no way, how did I miss that one? Oh, no, I don't want time. Oh, God. Right, okay, so we just pause out of this.
We got this.
Okay, now we're not...
But we have 100 eggs.
Yes, we have 100 eggs. So, let's get out of this so we don't get stuck in the menu. And now we can go do the sorceress. Hey. It's really puzzling me, that egg now. Maybe an egg didn't get counted. I don't know. I'm washed.
Yeah.
So now we're approaching the sorceress. I am going to go get full HP, actually. What am I doing? Because if I don't get full HP, Agent 9 is going to spawn in sheep. So... But yeah, get ready for the sorceress. Well, it should be a reasonably quick fight. I'm going to let, if you don't mind, Bradley, I'm going to let you explain the mechanics of the sorceress, because I'm going to try and focus here.
Yep, absolutely. Sorceress is a very, very annoying fight to try and do quickly. So the sorceress will take 12 hits, and there's 3 kind of damage phases that you can do. So at the start here, we've got Agent 9 alongside. He's going to shoot down one of these balloons, which has a cannon. There's various different patterns. I don't know them all off by heart, but there's various different patterns that will always appear. It'll always be one of them. So we can watch the balloons at the moment. One of the cannons will drop. What we'll want to do is we'll damage the sorceress a few times here. And then ideally, what we're looking to do, 3 is really nice actually. Okay. So hopefully we'll be able to damage her a couple more times here. The second phase is a tank phase, but that really should spawn in at the second hit. But because of the way we damaged the sorceress, we didn't get any more cannon hits. That's fine.
I'm not going to take
But because of the way we damaged the sorceress, actually Agent 9 skips starting the tank phase, or he delays starting the tank phase. Is probably the better way of putting it. So he drops another cannon. So now we have the tank. And the same kind of thing happens here, or it can happen here. Hopefully once she stops chasing us.
Oh, I got greedy there.
Ooh.
I'll wait.
There we go.
So unfortunately we're going to get UFOs now, just because I wasted the other tank shot. Otherwise we would have been able to finish on the tank.
Yeah, so ideally what you want to do, is get her down 5 hits taken, be on a tank, and time damaging the sorceress with the tank shot, so that Agent 9 thinks you're still in the tank mission, or in the tank phase. He'll drop another tank, and once you get it at that point, the tank will not despawn unless you run out of ammunition or get hit, because the vehicles do despawn when they think you need to move on to the next phase. But yeah, with the skip, they do actually stay, which is really nice. The reason we do try and do UFO skip, as you're seeing here, is that controlling the UFO is a nightmare. It's really, really annoying.
So time is going to be coming up once the screen fades to black. I'm going to try and get that sheep if I can. Just going to try and be a little bit careful. Yeah, just get ready on time in a little while. And 3 more shots, I think. 2 more shots. Yeah. Oh, it sucks so much, that. I got my sub 1 with this as well. Oh. So time is coming up, and not yet, not yet, not yet.
Not yet.
Hang on, hang on. Oh, I need the HP though. Oh. All or nothing. Oh, I've got no HP. Time. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. What is that egg that I
GG,
missed?
man.
Thank you, thank you.
I really want to know. I really want to know.
Oh, let's skip to it then. Let's get out of here quickly. But yeah, thank you for the GGs. Do appreciate it. Took a little bit longer there, just because of the sorceress fight and also the speedway gate situation. Let's quickly check, just before we finish up, which egg that we missed, if I can go back into the atlas.
29 was right. 29 was right in Sunrise. Oh, there's a midday egg missing.
Which one?
What is it?
Icy Peak? No. Enchanted? No. Spooky Swamp? No. Bamboo?
Bamboo. Ah! What did we not?
I didn't get the one where the moose was. Oh, I know which one. Oh, so this is the problem when it comes to
Yeah.
When it comes to eggs, 100 eggs. You have to remember where they all are and everything. It's it's a pretty funny thing. Just before we wrap up,
after we missing Boulder there didn't help, I don't think.
Yeah. Just before we wrap up, I'm just going to show off a little bit of the funny right now. So right now, we're back in Crystal Islands. And the idea is that from this state right now, we've just come out of the minigame. We've just died as well, because the screen went black. So if I quickly show it off, because we've got a tiny bit of time. So we've come out of this minigame here. And this is what I meant before by not going into this portal before you trigger the NPC cutscene, which is here. Because if you do that, you leave the area, the screen is black, so you have to die. But when you do that, the game is now in an unstable state. As you can see in the background, everything is just bugging out right now. So what we're going to do here, quickly, just before we finish, is we're going to go over here. Going to fly over to the super flight, and then we're going to go to a certain location, which will probably crash the game. I would say this is a bit of a flicker warning, probably. It just depends. Oh, I don't know if it's doing it. That's fine. But basically, what will happen is, eventually, you'd get something like this. Yeah. Essentially, the game can just melt and everything, and it looks pretty bad and broken.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And just before we finish as well, I've got like another minute, I think. I'm just going to quickly show the crash off here as well in Sandcastle. Just because I want to show exactly what happens. Whoops. So I'm just going to... Let's see if I can get up here quickly. Oh, come on. I'm going to give it one more try. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go for the bottom right cannon. I'm going to go for the bottom left here. And while I'm doing this, I just want to say thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Really appreciate all the commentary as well, Bradley. 100%, you know. If you don't follow Bradley Gaming, I would suggest you check them out. Bradley_gaming. Gaming with a number 1 for the I. And
oh, likewise, InfinityGene. You did a fantastic job there.
Thank you. Oh. There we go. Hey,
there we
it
go.
crashed.
Yeah.
So essentially, that is what happens. The game is just had enough at this point. It's overloaded. But yeah, I just want to say thank you very much to No Holidays Allowed team for letting me run Spyro and Klonoa. It's been an absolute pleasure. But yeah, just all I can say is thank you very much again. Do appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to our beloved host. So yeah, take it away.